delighted to be here with you because I'm sharing the ways that you can ignite humanity. I'm Lady JB, I'm your host, and welcoming you to the show because we're talking about ways that you can ignite humanity. And humanity is not just people, and this is interesting. I love this show because we're talking about ways that we can also ignite our planet and ignite the environment and ignite the things that are going to sustain us in allowing us to keep enjoying the beautiful earth that we live in. And we're always thinking about ways to ignite one another. And this is just another way that we can think about how to keep our beautiful planet, our beautiful humanity, the people in it, growing and I want to just say expanding into the future. And so igniting humanity is all about ways that you can do little things in your life to help others and to create the ripple effect of igniting and sharing and benefiting one another. It's not a lot of things. It's one little thing that creates a big impact, and that's what's going to ignite you and me and the next generation to come. And so we've got some guests on the show. In fact, we're live in LA with some of the amazing people that have come down to be a part of what we're doing. It's all about community, and we're bringing people together who are thinking and taking action and really conscious of what's going on with humanity. And these individuals are here on the show today. Each and every day we've got a whole bunch of people sharing how they are igniting humanity and how they are being inspired to do something different for you and for me and for everyone. And so big show today. I've got someone super excited. I'm going to dive right into it because this is going to be a wonderful and lengthy conversation. So much to share. Mermaid Merle, is that correct?
Yes.
Coming from Estonia.
Yes.
I love that you're here. And you know what is so great is you are an ocean ambassador. Mm-hmm. You're doing some really big things in the ocean. And when I first met you, it was just after you had completed one of your Guinness Book of World Records?
Yeah, I was just coming off from one, yeah.
Yeah, and it was so exciting. We met, we were talking about it. I was talking about how you were igniting courage in people. And so tell people, because you have so many records, I can't keep track of them all. Fill us in a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit, what's your claim to fame?
Well, I kind of have been a professional swimmer for a while, and it has been a journey where I kind of I had to go to swimming because my lungs collapsed.
Right. I mean, this is an interesting story.
And I started swimming, and I was always trying to find the ways how to be a better athlete, because it got to the point where I was really fast and good, and the coaches had a hard time to figure out what is the next step. So I started being really curious about the swimming technique and how I can help myself. And then all of a sudden, when I decided to leave Estonia and move to Miami, I also became a coach. Because to me, it was, if I can find the ways how I can help myself, especially fighting with my health problems, maybe I can help others. And I figured out that there are so many girls who are kind of feeling their bodies developing and not most comfortable with being on a swimsuit, that how I can guide these people towards the swimming and kind of build my community who wants to really love swimming and not being told that it's impossible then because the health reasons. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at Michael Phelps, and one day it hit me that he's doing a mermaid kick underwater so fast. So maybe I can teach a mermaid school for the kids.
Oh, wow, what a great Ignite moment.
And it was I started the mermaid school with a couple of coaches. We were in Good Morning America talking about that. Then different mermaid schools start pumping up around the world. And I kept going as a professional swimmer, same time building businesses. And Usain Bolt, one of the fastest men in the world.
Yes.
He challenged me to swim Guinness World Record with the mermaid fin.
Wow, the mermaid fin.
Yes.
Tell people what the mermaid fin is.
It is like a monofin where you put two legs together inside a fin. Has a mermaid tail. It's made 100% from silicone because the whole mission is to save the oceans with different mermaids. And it's one of those hardest fins that it's 4 pounds.
Wow.
So it weighs a lot, and it's for all the kids, different age, different. I always say it doesn't matter what body shape you are, what skin color you are, what hair color you are, what eye color you are. You can be a mermaid in any
Absolutely. Anyone can be a mermaid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when Usain Bolt was challenging me, I kind of felt like, well, it is the fastest guy in the world, and I think I need to do that. And LA happened to be doing a test event for the Olympics, and I got invited as a professional swimmer. And I, of course, was thinking like, I need to put the mark down in a historic kind of different way than just being a professional swimmer. So I signed up for Guinness World Record to swim 6.2 miles, 10K. And just one day before when was the deadline to swim, I was like, I need to do this record for humans, for planet, for animals. I'm going to swim 10K without using my arms. I don't even know how, but I'm going to do it. And came the day, I got it done. And
using your tail.
Using my tail, no arms for full stroke, just my core and my lower back. And I kind of felt like, this is what I want to do. And when I got the first one done, I felt like I should try another one. And then I felt I'm during 30, so I should swim 30K. And then somebody was like, why did you stop? Maybe you should swim like marathon. And my latest is 26.2 miles. And I feel like I should do next one really soon, and I already have a deadline.
Wow. Okay, well let's unpack that a little bit. So what happened when he challenged you and you actually did it? What was that feeling like?
It was kind of feeling like the reason why I don't use the arms is because fishes and animals getting stuck on plastic and fishing nets. And when I got that done, it was kind of confirmation to me that everything what I have been told by the doctors and everybody who have been telling me that your health is not capable to do athletics things at the beginning already, it felt me that everything is possible.
Anything and everything is possible, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Even for a girl who have been always told that she's too weak, and I actually have this kind of situation where I was discovered recently that I'm kind of existing without half oxygen because my iron levels are so low, and I was born without the enzyme to absorb the iron, and I have problem with gluten and celiac, and I have asthma as well, and the doctors doesn't know until today how I can function.
I mean, this is amazing, right? Because you have just shared a few ailments or a few illnesses or deficiencies that maybe most people would say that's a setback for me, that's an impossibility for me. And yet you have a different mindset. You're like, okay, I'm going to figure out how to make this better. We had the joy of having breakfast together this morning, and you're eating good food that you've figured out how to help your body, which is fantastic. Because speak to the person who says, well, I've been diagnosed with something, I don't think I can do it.
First of all, if you are diagnosed, that's just opinion.
Right.
That doesn't make you again, because we all are talented for different reasons. And somebody's opinion doesn't mean that that person knows how much talented we can be. So number one is that we should always be curious a little bit when we get negative answers. Like I call that switch the light moment. We can switch the light towards the negative, or in the head, we can take this negative and turn around and switch the light towards the positivity.
I love that.
And that's something when you're receiving a bad news or you're receiving a bad opinion, just be curious to figure out why I'm challenged in a life. Because life will challenge us because it's kind of like guiding us towards to what we are meant to be. And that's the reason why I started my mermaid thing, because I felt like myself, my body changed because I became more muscular. And I felt like this is what I need to do for the girls. And who said that curves doesn't let you swim through?
Who said that?
Who said that? So I was like, I'm sorry. I'm here to change the opinion, and I'm here to show the other girls they have a chance to do other things. I mean, that I am a professional swimmer and win medals, that's a bonus. Mm-hmm. That I'm doing, what I'm supposed to do, saving oceans and raising awareness on that, that's my talent. And I recently became conducted to Estonian Sports Hall of Fame.
Wow. You're kind of glossing over all of this. Like you're saying, like, so you are helping with the oceans, you're winning gold medals, you're inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame, you're changing the way people see, you know, this sport and this ability, you're breaking Guinness Book of World Records. Where did that all come from? How did that all get started? Sorry, tell us about Estonia and Hall of Fame. I mean, that's pretty cool. I cut you off.
Well, I come from a small country, but nobody knows about it, Estonia. And when I was born, basically I was 3 days old when I was my mom took me back to the hospital, and I was told that I am going to be a weak person and I'm going to be nothing in this world. And I think my mom had the mindset, this is not what she's going to be. And I think that's where my journey started, is that I was
Thanks,
born.
Mom. Thanks goodness to Mom.
Yeah, that I was born to this world to never be looked, you know, like a small person, or never pushed on the side, or never accepting how the society tells me what to do. And I think it has a lot to do with my mom, but it has to do a lot
with you. I was going to say, let's give you some credit, because your mom instilled certain things in you, but then you took it to where you've taken it now, because no one got you here but you.
Yeah, and honestly, when I told myself that that's it, I'm not gonna let anything to stop me, that's where I got kind of like even more excited to live the life every day and get up in the morning and figuring out all the obstacles. Because my first competition, one day before the competition, I broke actually my forehead. And I had 14 stitches, my neck shift, and the doctor said I could ended up in a wheelchair. So he actually asked me to stay in bed for a week and see what's the situation with the neck. But as stubborn and as much as I already started loving the swimming and knowing that my lungs just collapsed, and now I have this injury and I almost end up in a wheelchair, I decided that no, I have given a chance to do something. So I went to the Estonian National Championships and I got 4 gold medals with stitches coming out from my head. And it was also the moment when I realized I'm meant to go through challenges because I might inspire somebody next to me. And who inspires me the most, because what that happened with me, is Paralympic swimmers, because I was really close to be part of that journey.
Wow.
And realizing that made me also want to work hard, and some of my businesses actually supporting them, and we are the main sponsor for them. Because
good for you. And I think the word might, like you said, I might inspire someone. Let's update that, because you're truly inspiring people. You're inspiring young girls who think that my daughter had a mermaid tail, and she loved it, and she used it, and she took it everywhere. It was in every suitcase on every trip that we went on, and she felt incredible and empowered by her mermaid tail. And I'll never forget the times that she lent it to other girls at the pool that she didn't even know, would just come and ask her, and she'd say, of course you can use it. Try it out. Here's how you do it. Here's how you put it on. And that was a really big indicator that we can ignite people's lives in small little ways, little mermaid tail ways.
On a big ocean.
Yes, exactly.
You're all connected.
Yeah.
Estonia might be across the ocean from
Right.
LA right now, but we are more than then connected, because we all have our stories, and isn't that more exciting to see if you inspire somebody but that person grows?
Yes.
That inspires you back. So it's
true.
always that's what it is, how you receive it. Are you gonna switch the light towards the negative, or switch the light towards the positive? Because situations can be hard, but sometimes it doesn't matter how you feel about the situation. It matters how you target the situation.
Right. And you made a decision. I mean, even when you had stitches in your head, you decided, I'm not going to let this stop me. You made a decision that you are going to go forward. And I think the positive decisions that we make, I call them the positives, you call them turning it towards the light. But those positive decisions are really what empowers us in a lot of ways. You have empowered a lot of people. I just want you to know that. How many Guinness Book of World Records is it now?
I have 4 individual plus 2 with teams. So totally 6.
That's incredible. And absolutely. And now you're going for another one. Is that what you're sharing?
Yeah. So because my birthday is coming up and I want to make a difference on my birthday, I knew that I want to have a ocean beach cleanup on my birthday weekend, but happens to be that on my birthday weekend I have international swim meet in Miami, and I decided that one day before that maybe I should break a record, so I do back to back, and then next day after all these journeys is my birthday, and the Miami Beach mayor gave me my own day. What I rather want to celebrate that with, with people who inspire me, and ocean who inspires me, and clean up and all the good things.
Right, because you're doing a lot to ignite nature and ignite the environment. I mean, we always talk about igniting individuals on our show, but there are ways that we can ignite our environment, which actually we really need to be paying attention to that. And as an ambassador for the ocean, can you give us some ideas and solutions on how we can ignite the ocean?
Well, first of all, we all come from water. 9 months we developed the best dish from water, so we all are actually connected with the water. So the coolest thing what you can do is get in some of your neighborhood together and go out there and clean up on the streets the trash, or look into how to educate your neighborhood about sustainability, because if you do that together, you are the warrior for the planet. And I always tell people, as busy we are in our life, and as crazy our schedules are, just take a moment, because when you pick up this trash, you actually invest into universal bank account. You investing that back to your families, to the love, to the abundance, to the gratitude. And why don't you want to do something together with your friends and feel cool and good about it?
Well, it's a perfect solution about how to ignite humanity, because when people come together for a common goal, they actually achieve a lot more. And we've talked a lot on the show about people coming together to help each other, but there's a lot of power when we come together to do something to help humanity, or to help the environment, or to help the neighborhood, and collectively do something. So such a great idea. Also, when it comes to the ocean, you're right, we're all made up of so much water. Is there something that you would share to people when you're doing the swimming and you're in the water? What's the sensation and the feeling that you want people who maybe haven't had your experience to really know happens?
It is really where you're learning to trust your core. And lots of people miss that, in everyday life, they sometimes just fly by the days. But when you swim that, I mean, I study dolphins and their techniques, how to swim that. But when you swim that, you also understand that you are the cord to pull everybody together. And there's nothing more beautiful when every person can find themselves in their core. Because I think this is so important for many people to find their core. Because I always say, if you don't know how, believe and you will.
And there's lots of ways people meditate to get to their core. People do all kinds of balancing, breathing. There's other martial arts when people are really working on their core, Pilates, even like running. And I love, spending time. Yes, exactly, biking. I'm working on my core.
Yes.
I'd love to know from you, when people have a goal like yours, how can they implement some strategic ideas to achieve the goal? I remember you telling me freezing cold, you were swimming, you were like, your lips were blue. I mean, this was some serious, you were going through some elements of real challenge, not only not swimming with your arms or anything, but the temperature, the conditions were super challenging. And yet you told me you weren't willing to give up.
Yeah, I mean, number one, what comes to your mind is I have all these challenges, right? But number two is that we have two brains, is the willpower. Sometimes you have to trust the willpower and kind of coordinate every day. I even wrote this song called Yes, I Can. And I feel like every person who is behind the wheel going to work, or in the morning you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, let's put coffee. if you say 3 times to yourself, yes, 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 I can, your day is going to be different. If you start with this, like you're saying 3 times really fast and maybe 3 times really slow, that's already some kind of rhythm, what you are pushing in your mind and your core and your soul. So in the morning, just wake up and really tell yourself, yes, I can. That's again, or I'm waking up in the morning and saying like, oh, another day, I'm tired, why I'm doing this, why I'm fighting for that. Or you wake up in the morning and you know all that, but you're saying to yourself, yes, yes, I can. And you're going through the day. And the moment when you face something, like, is it like you have to walk 2 miles to get home from work, but it's raining and haze? Just keep going.
Yeah.
And say to yourself, yes, yes, I can. Because when you get home, it's nice to have a hot shower.
Well, you love being an athlete. I love being an athlete. You know, last year I cycled 10,000 kilometers across Canada, you know, and we came upon a hill that was pretty daunting. And before, my husband didn't tell me that day when we were starting to cycle the degree of the hill, the caliber of the hill. And I remember pedaling in the burning sun, like just totally like barely able to push the pedals. The steep was so much. I was thinking about, you know, the Navy SEALs, they don't get to give up. No. Unless they ring the bell, they're not giving up. And then I told myself, well, I'm not a Navy SEAL, I'm just a SEAL pup. But I started this mantra, SEAL pups, don't give up, SEAL pups. And I just started pushing, and SEAL pups, we don't give up, we don't give up. And it helped me turn every single pedal and make it to the top of the hill, which was daunting, 47 kilometers uphill the entire time. But like you just put yourself in a state where you know the joy actually is in doing it. It becomes joyful to have that amount of resistance or perseverance. It's perseverance that's really quite...
It's pushing through.
Yeah, and it's like euphoric a little bit.
It is. You kind of coding your own brain to think about I'm with the SEAL pup family,
yes,
right?
Exactly. When you can borrow that if you need it.
Well, yes, and reality is that's what it is. You're in the middle of the nature, and nature gave you a challenge.
Yeah.
Actually, the nature wants you to become happy thoughts.
Yes.
SEAL, like finding yourself. Because I always tell people, if you have rough time and you're feeling you're pushed towards to the wall, that means that actually the nature is trying to teach you something.
Right.
So look the signs. And just what happens with lots of adults is that we forget that kind of inner child who was always excited and happy and thought about fairy tales and the characters, and we just forget that over the time. But we are still those inner child people. We just have to think about those happy moments inside ourselves, breathe in those, thinking like how we can bloom like a flower.
Yes. And you get into flow. I know that. And there's a real power in the flow, not in the resistance. I mean, I'm sure you think about being one with the water, and you think about being one with the experience. And for those people who are listening, like, you really become one with what you're doing, and that really makes it blossom.
Yeah, and honestly, because if I look manatees, if I look sharks, dolphins, they weigh a ton, but they swim so fast. So that means they even figure out the physics, how to swim like a spaceship through the water.
Right.
And that's already, to me, exciting to figure out even that, you know, and when I'm out there, I just feel like it's rebirth all the time, because we come from water. And I honestly, the reason why I always talk about so much about the ocean and the water is because at this stage with the climate change, we never know when we have to swim out from a car or from the house, or the plane lands somewhere on the water. So my mission is to get every single person in this planet to at least know how to swim out. from difficult situations.
Yeah, really good point, because sometimes there's a disaster and it's about the water more than it is about the disaster. So that's a really good initiative, truly igniting humanity. Well, we wish you so much luck in your next endeavor. I know I'm going to see you with your, next time I see you, you're going to have another record. Is there anything you'd like to leave our guest with?
Yes, like I said before, if you don't know how, believe and you will. Because if I did it, then you can do it. So yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Thank you so much for being here. I'm always inspired by you.
Thank you.
Blessings. Well, as you can see, yes, you can. You can do anything you set your mind to, even if somebody tells you you can't. Even if somebody labels you in a different way, you can decide that it is for you. It's up to you, and you can achieve it. Have fun with these goals. Have fun with these ideas, and just enjoy. Be in the flow of them, and realize that if you want something, well, it actually wants you. And if you're the person to bring that to life, you are going to inspire other people. And when you inspire other people by showing them how you can do it. Look what Mermaid's doing. She was told it wasn't possible, and yet here she is doing it every day. I love to cycle and do things that people say I can't do, and I don't do it to prove it to anyone else but myself, knowing that when I do it for me, I am just helping me be a better version of who I'm meant to be. But in turn, I'm showing you who you can do it too. And when you do it, you show me that I can do it. And that is going to be this wonderful reciprocal experience of all of us living actually in the best experiences of who we can be. Imagine that, each and every one of us doing what we love, doing what we're passionate about, and doing it and enjoying it. That is really going to ignite humanity. And that's going to teach our children and our children's children that they can do the same. Well, I hope you had an incredible time hanging out with us. If you'd like to know more about what we're up to, go to ignitehumanity.life and check out everything on our website. We're helping people, we're inspiring lives, we're building schools, and you can be a contributor to one of our school projects in Indonesia, Cambodia, or Pakistan by making a donation for our Bricks of Hope. We have Bricks of Hope and Classrooms of Hope. Every single dollar buys a brick, and when you donate, you are actually contributing to the walls and the foundation of our school that's going to ignite the lives of children and ignite literacy around the globe. So please go to ignitehumanity.life/donate, and you could be a part of contributing to our project and igniting a child's life. Now, if you've got a great story and you're up to something wonderful, we'd love to hear it. Go to ignitehumanity.life/share and tell us what you're doing, because we want to showcase you on this show and talk about how you're igniting humanity and what you're doing to inspire somebody else, because each and every one of us has a fabulous story, just like Mermaid, how she's igniting people's lives and doing incredible things, and I bet it you are also. So fill out our type form and tell us what you're up to. Well, we hope you had a fun time watching us today. We'll see you here tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and may let your life be filled with Ignite moments.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.